Okay, in example 12, we're comparing measures of center and spread. So this is a statistics problem. It says a farmer wanted to compare the yield of potatoes with two different fertilizers. So the yield just means how many potatoes did we get in each crop, one with fertilizer A and one with fertilizer B. So the amount of pounds of potatoes pulled each day is recorded to the far right. Okay, so here's my data. Now I'm kind of going backwards in this. Let me actually show you something, maybe. There we go. Okay, so this is the actual question. I'm going to go back to that first slide to kind of show you the process of how I'd figure this out. So here are my statements. So it says the value of Q3 for fertilizer B is less than the value of Q3 for fertilizer A. Q3, that's the quartile. So this is the third quartile. So we're looking at the quartiles. We want to compare them. Part B says the mean of fertilizer A is less than the mean of fertilizer B. So we can also compare the means to find the right answer. Same with choice C. This is just the opposite. And then lastly, the median. The median is the same for both fertilizer A or fertilizer B. So one of these is going to be true. So that means I need information on the quartiles. I need the third quartile for both sets of data. I need the mean for both sets of data, and I need the median for both sets of data. So I'm going to go back and walk you through this process. So when you're given a set of data, in order to find the mean, we know we can just go and plug all of our numbers in for fertilizer A, add them all together, and then divide by how many items we have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10. Okay, so you would add them all up, divide by 10, and you would do that for both A and B. Okay, and so when you did that for the mean, this is what you'd get. You'd get 20.2 and 23.2. I'm not going to go through that because I feel like you guys can find the mean or the average. Now the median, it's important that you go ahead and put your numbers in order from smallest to largest so that you can actually find the middle number. So if you'll remember, I like to just kind of go through and cross off my numbers as I go through to find that middle one. And here I happen to have two middle numbers. So 19 plus 20 divided by 2, because you find the average of those two, that's going to give me 19.5. You're finding the middle of those two numbers since I have two numbers in the middle. So here the median of A we can see is 19.5, and that's what we just got. So when we do the same thing for fertilizer B, since we have the same amount, it's going to be these two numbers, and the middle in between 21 and 24 is 22.5. And again, you can find that by adding the two together and dividing by 2. You're finding basically the average of those two. Okay, and then my quartile, to find the upper quartile, I'm going to start at the median, okay, and I'm going to look for the middle number or the median of the upper half of my data. So the upper half of my data, my Q3 here, would be 22, and then here the upper half of this data would be the 27, because that's the number in the middle. Okay, so that's how you find all of those values that we're trying to compare. But now I want to look at the list of my statements to see which one is correct. So here it says the value of Q3, or the third quartile for fertilizer B, is less than the value of Q3 for fertilizer A. Well, 22 is not greater than 27, or 27 is not less than 22. So that is a false statement. That is not true. Okay, that's not true. So B says the mean of fertilizer A is less than the mean of fertilizer B. Well, 20.2 is less than 23.2, so we just found the answer. Choice B is correct. You can always go through and double check to make sure you didn't miss something, but C says that A is greater than, it's clearly smaller, so it wouldn't be true. And then D says that the medians are equal, they're the same, they're not the same, so B is the right answer.